Hi everyone, Metal Breakdown here. So welcome back to the channel. So if you have been following the channel since its creation in 2016, you probably saw that I did a top 20 for the best metal album of 2016, 17, 18, 19, and then last year I did not do any video like this in 2020 because it was a crazy year for me. I was not a lot on YouTube anymore. And by the end of the year, I was just not in a really good place last year. So my energy was like somewhere else completely. But now we're back. But I'm changing things up a bit because I could have done a top 20 again with all the metal releases because I'm listening to all the genres of metal. But my main genre is definitely metalcore. So that's why this year I decided to change things up because we'll do a top 10 of all the best metalcore albums of 2021. And also, it won't be it. I'll also do a top 10 of all the best metalcore songs of 2021. So, one video for the albums today and one video tomorrow for the songs. So, if you don't want to miss this, make sure to subscribe to the channel right now because the video will be uploaded tomorrow. So you definitely don't want to miss that. And it's pretty different. I have not picked like one song from each album that I'm going to name today. A lot of songs on the top 10 of songs were standalone tracks. So you probably have no idea which song I'm going to pick after only watching this video. So without further ado guys, let's fucking go for the top 10 of the best metalcore albums of 2021. So, in the 10th position, I went with Echo by Of My Sandman, an album that received kind of a weird release strategy, something we have not seen a lot yet in metal. And the way Of My Sandman released it is throughout 3 different EPs and one final song, which was a cover on the day of the release of the album. So it was pretty interesting. It worked well. I think if you check their Spotify, the stats are really good for this one, and each and every song received more streams than it would have if the album was released like all at one time, like all the metal release and albums in general. But there's a lot of good stuff on this album. I really like Fighting Gravity, Obsolete. Mosaic is also pretty fucking cool, and the title track itself, Echo, was fantastic. I really love the last EP the most, I think, but the album overall is really strong, and that's why it's part of the top 10 of my favorite album this year. In the 9th position, an album that is kind of considered metalcore, especially considering the roots of this band, and I'm talking about Bullet for My Valentine, their new self-titled album, which is really strong overall, but in my opinion, there's not like a song or a few songs that stand out more than the other ones on this album, and that's why it's not like higher on the list. It's just really good overall, but not like some incredible songs that are really like top tier material, like Screaming Fire, Waking the Demons, or songs like that. They're all good, but not like incredible. So a super strong album overall, but nothing that stands out more than this. In the 8th position, guys, I went with Sleep Society by While She Sleeps. An album that did not get enough attention, in my opinion, in the metalcore community. It's super strong, probably their best album to date, with maybe Brainwash. I would say they're pretty equal to me, but there's a lot of good tracks on it. My personal favorites are definitely You Are All You Need, and the other one is probably, Systematic. What a freaking banger. This song, definitely one of my favorite song of metalcore in 2021. And no, guys, it's not even in the video tomorrow for the best songs in metalcore, the top 10. So I'm not spoiling anything, but what a sick track and what a great album overall. The vibe is fantastic. In the 7th place, an album that really surprised me in a good way, and I'm talking about MANIC by Wage War, because after their last album, Pressure, I think it came out in 2019, I was really not pleased with that. It was such a massive letdown to me, so I was really skeptic to listen to MANIC this year. The singles were good, but I was not like sold on it, because the singles for Pressure were good as well. And then the full album came out and it was not good at all. But this time around, one of the albums I listened the most this year. It really starts well, and it goes that way until the end of it. Like, all the songs on this album are worth listening to. So, and even the song "MANIC," the title track, it's weird. It's different from what they usually do, but it works well. And I think it's like the song that got the most streams, other than the singles on Spotify. So great job by Wage War. Stay on that path. I really love 2 deep cuts as well from that album. My personal favorites are probably True Colors, Relapse, and Slow Burn. Really love the chorus of Slow Burn. In the 6th place, I went with an album by one of my favorite band out there, and I'm talking about In the Court of the Dragon by TRIVIUM. A really fantastic album from start to finish. The only reason why it's not higher is because I really listened to it a lot when it came out, but I'm not revisited that much after that. I don't know if it's just me, or maybe the replay value is not that high. I'll re-listen to it again for sure, but it deserves its place in the top 6 for sure. Some of the best songs are The Phalanx, Like a Sword Over Damocles, A Crisis of Revelation, and yeah, overall it's just a super strong album that I could listen to all day for sure. Definitely one of the best TRIVIUM album ever. Maybe not as good as Shogun, but close to it. So congrats to TRIVIUM. Now guys, entering the top 5. In the 5th place, I went with Angel or Alien by Born of Osiris. This was a massive surprise for me, because I always enjoyed this band. I saw them live 3 or 4 times. I know them pretty well, but I was never like a massive fan. But this album completely changed everything, and the tracklist is long, and usually when a band releases a long album, there's a lot of fillers, and here it's not the case. I remember listening to this album after midnight when it was released, and I was really hooked from start to finish, and it's an album that was really replayed a lot for me this year, starting really well with the song Poster Child, an instant classic, and ending incredibly with the saxophone song, which is called Shadowworn. Incredible, and everything between this is fantastic. In the 4th place, I could say the same thing as Born of Osiris, because I'm putting Iridescent by Silent Planet, another band that I know pretty well. I saw them live a few times as well, but I was never like a massive fan. So same exact thing as Born of Osiris, but this album, Iridescent, incredible. It's massive. I love every song on this album. There's no fillers. It's fun to listen from start to finish. The only thing that I like a bit less about it is the really dark vibe. I feel something really dark while listening to this, so if I'm in a good mood, it's probably not the album that I'm going to go to right away, but always such a great listen each and every time I'm listening to it. Now, in the top 3, position 3 and 2 are 2 new bands I discovered this year, so they blew me away completely with these albums. And in the 3rd place, I'm going with Lost in the Waves by Landmark. Not a really dark album. Most of the songs are really depressing, but it's good. Like, it's so catchy, so freaking well done. It's truly something of its own, because no one sounds like fucking Landmarks. And after that, I discovered their other album, like the album that came out before Fantasy. It's as good. Definitely. And the song that really stands out on this album is the song Visage, because it starts with some French rap, and then it goes to metalcore, and the transition is flawless. So yeah, I think my favorite song on this album are probably Visage, Lost in a Wave, Rain, but yeah, everything on this album is really good. So I don't have the track list in front of me, but it really stands out. And yeah, fantastic album cover as well. In the second place, guys, the other band that I discovered this year that was a must in my life, and I'm talking about PHINEHAS with the album The Fire itself. It starts with the banger that is Eternally Apart. When I first put on this album, I never listened to the band before, and that first instrumental part of Eternally Apart got me hooked right away. It's truly fantastic from start to finish. The album is full of banger with the title track as well, which is super strong. And my other favorite song on it is probably Only Coward, because it's so heavy, so good. I also love defining moments, but the entire album overall is so strong, and that's why it's so high on my list of the best metalcore albums of 2021. And in the top place, guys, I'm going with the self-titled album by ERRA, which has been my favorite band for the last 2-3 years. If you look at my Apple Music replay, each and every year ERRA is on top as my most listened band. So the expectations for this album were really, really high. So it's surprising that it's not a disappointment, and that it got the #1 spot, because usually when I'm so looking forward to an album, it's really not as good as I was expecting, and it's kind of let down. But this time around, no, guys, ERRA definitely released one of their best albums. No, not one, definitely their best album to date. Even got the vinyl because of how good it is. What a banger. It starts with Snowblood, which was the first single, and then it's just banger after banger after banger. And I'm not telling you which song is my favorite one, because it will be in the video tomorrow of my top 10 of the best metalcore songs of 2021, but I'll just name all my favorites, so that way you won't know which one it is. But Memory Reflection, Electric Twilight, Lunar Halo, Shadow Autonomous, and Vanished Canvas. These are my favorites, I think. But I name almost the entire album, so it's not telling you a lot, but you'll see in the video tomorrow for sure. But yeah, this is the album I listen to the most. It's massive. It works so freaking well. Jesse Cash is a genius. And he completely nailed it with this album. It's like truly the perfection. I remember listening to it for the first time, and I was truly feeling like I was in heaven. So yeah, you have it, guys. My top 10 of my favorite metalcore albums of 2021. Let me know down in the comment section which ones were your favorite. I really want to know. Tell me about your top 10. We'll be able to compare. And yeah, we could have some cool discussions for sure. Like I said, I'm putting out a video for my top 10 favorite metalcore songs of 2021 tomorrow. I'll even put some parts of the song, so that way you'll be able to hear which song I'm talking about. So don't go away, guys. Subscribe to the channel right now. Activate the notifications. That way you won't miss this video. And it will be there for you tomorrow. So that's pretty much it for this one, guys. Take care. And I'll see you all tomorrow. So have a blast.